I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Bro. Okay, this looks, yeah. Blizzard, please. Blizzard. Before I start this video, guys, massive disclaimer. This is a private server. This is against TOS. I'm not endorsing this. I'm not going to play myself because it's a private server. It's against the rules. I'm not doing it. But so many people have asked me to watch this video to get my thoughts on what Blizzard should add to Classic Plus versus what Blizzard maybe shouldn't add to Classic Plus. What are my thoughts on these changes? Are they good? Are they bad? Is this what Classic Plus should maybe be? Or are there some ideas here that are tangibly good for Classic Plus? A lot of people are saying, yes, there's lots of good stuff. So it's like, okay, let's give it a look. I wanted to give you guys that quick disclaimer. All right. I'm not playing against TOS. There's the disclaimer. Let's go. Idea farming. That's right. All right.
Azeroth, a world of danger, excitement, of hidden caves and catacombs, and endless horizons, where evil lurks beyond every ridge, where strangers become allies, and where you have infinite potential to forge your story. Welcome to Warcraft Reborn, a new type of Classic Plus that goes beyond anything you've ever imagined. Step into an Azeroth enriched with new places to adventure, hundreds of new locations to quest and fight in. As you journey through them, you'll face deadlier creatures that will challenge you with their difficulty and reward you with new immersive spoils. Take them down to discover new strength, both treasure hidden in the world to
There's ads, so I'll just pause for a sec. Initial reaction. Yeah. Yeah. This is what Classic Plus should be. You're exploring Azeroth, but there's new quests and new zones and new areas to check out, but it's still Azeroth. It looks great so far. All right, ads are over. Okay, let's keep watching.
Step into an Azeroth enriched with new places to adventure, hundreds of new locations to quest and fight in. As you journey through them, you'll face deadlier creatures that will challenge you with their difficulty and reward you with new immersive spoils. Take them down to discover new strength, both treasure hidden in the world to uncover and brand new power that can change up how you play your class. When you're strong enough, you'll band together with allies to fight back against a savage Azeroth, taking on challenges bigger than you could overcome alone, all while playing as the iconic original 9 classes. This is your next adventure.
Wait. It says, I thought Ascension WoW was, am I misremembering? I thought Ascension WoW was the classless WoW. So they're dropping that concept for this one, and this is just basically a Classic Plus concept. So there's multiple servers. This is a separate server, and this is a Classic Plus concept. Got it. I didn't know that. Okay. I mean, classless could be cool, but like I like, you know, WoW how it is with its original classes. So that's pretty sweet. We're 1 minute in. My initial reaction is like, yeah, this is, you have Azeroth, you add more, there's more dungeons, more quests, more zones, but it's still Azeroth. It's not like a whole nother planet, right? It's not flying, it's not portals everywhere. You still need to go through Elwyn Forest, you still need to go through these different zones, so you're still seeing people and interacting. I have something in my eye, but there's more there. So yeah, you're expanding upon the original world. Like, yeah, this looks good so far.
And it starts right now. Warcraft Reborn is a new type of Classic Plus, merging the familiar with something entirely new. An adventure crafted solely for the original 9 classes, Warcraft Reborn goes beyond your expectations to build on the very best of Classic Azeroth. Enter the world as a warrior, mage, rogue, hunter, shaman, warlock, priest, paladin, and druid with new race and class combinations. Wrath of the Lich King talents in vanilla, new spells added to each class baseline, and even brand new talents added to the core Wrath trees.
Okay, so the race class combos I think is cool. the Wrath talent trees is like an interesting concept because like, yeah, like Ret Pallies, you're kind of like auto attack simulator, getting Crusader Strike, like, okay, that actually really helps. But keeping that in classic, like it is kind of like SOD. And adding in new talents to the Wrath trees to make to like embellish them even more. I mean, yeah, it's pretty smart. Yeah, it's pretty smart.
To unlock playstyles you've never been able to play before in vanilla, take your expanded class and challenge a deadlier Azeroth, where creatures are strengthened beyond anything you've experienced.
So I made this, I said this when I was playing Season of Discovery. I was a big SOD enjoyer. I played so much SOD. I'm so sad SOD is gone. I liked what they did with SOD with like making it more complex and stuff like that. I think they went a little too far in some cases, and I've talked about that before. But what I thought was a little confusing was the whole rune system. Like getting abilities through runes just felt weird. I generally like this better. You just add, like make the you make them like Wrath talent trees, and you add in like, so you guys can't see, like you add in Guardian Spirit here. It doesn't, like the rune system just felt needlessly complex. And I said that from like day one of SOD, or maybe like week one of SOD, of like, it's cool, but let's just do it in the talent trees instead of this whole like rune system. Like the rune system just felt like needlessly weird. So yeah, I like that they're just adding it to the talent trees, expanding on what's already there instead of trying to like reinvent the whole thing. Side note, are these retail character models? They look like retail character models. Yes. Why? Why would they put retail character models in classic? You can choose either or. Oh, okay. You can select. That's fine. As long as you can select, I'm fine with it. I like the classic ones like way better. The cast animations and like the style and the movement, everything. As long as you can choose, I'm fine with it. If they force you to retail, like, no way.
You've never your Azeroth, where creatures are strengthened beyond anything you've experienced before. More realistic behaviors, new spells and ways to defeat experienced before.
I want to watch that
More
again.
realistic.
So stats: agility, crit, strengths, evasive, fast attacks, weakness, low armor. You can like inspect enemies and see. Oh, that's interesting.
Behaviors, new spells and ways to defeat you, and even deeper RPG elements that make every creature you fight dangerous and unique. Slay them to discover immersive gear drops with expanded stats that make sense with the creature you took it from, allowing you to hunt creatures wearing the gear that you want. Along the way, you'll discover thousands of hand-placed RPG items and mystic enchantments tailored to the original classes, making Azeroth rich with hidden treasure scattered across new and familiar zones, if you can find it. And that's just the beginning. Dive in.
Bro, sorry for keep pausing. Bro, we're 3 minutes in. Like, if Blizzard, if we're 3 minutes in, if Blizzard just did this first 3 minutes, I would be so excited to play. Like, if Blizzard did the first 3 minutes of this, nothing else, it's a 35-minute video. If we had the first 3 minutes, I'd be like, yeah. Like, there's a lot of good stuff here, you know? Like, there is. Once again, I'm not playing. It's a private server. They're getting sued. It'll maybe get shut down at some point. And like, yeah, but like Blizzard, if you're watching this, it's very, very good ideas here. All right.
Do a crafting overhaul that transforms professions into a meaningful part of your journey. Upgrade your crafted items with stronger materials, discover new craftables to forge, trade with other players to contribute to commerce throughout Azeroth, and so much more. Take on new quests, challenge optional hardcore trials, and band together with
What's that?
New quests, challenge
a literal test survival. You gain a hunger and thirst bar, and if either drop to 0, you'll die. Overcome exhaustion, dehydration, and starvation to reach level cap and overcome this trial. Better get good at cooking and fishing. Hero, you'll need to craft your own food. One life challenge modes. So this is what people asked if I think they should make hardcore classic plus realms. I think this is a better idea. What Ascension's doing is you have like a mode that you can try to hit 60 without dying, but it's on the same realm. The big downside is griefers are probably going to be worse this way, but the big upside is you have one pop in realm that you can just try to have your one life character hit 60 without dying. and then you could do stuff like you know, hunger and thirst, like extra twists on it. Sure, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I generally like this. It's more of like that checkbox idea. Like RuneScape does this too.
Optional hardcore trials, and band together with allies to take on dangers you couldn't face alone. Questing through iconic zones, facing down deadly creatures, and meeting allies along the way to share in the adventure. When you're strong enough, you'll dive into new dungeons, battle new and empowered endgame world bosses, challenge enhanced dungeon and raid mechanics, and wage war in new and upgraded battlegrounds and arenas. All of it is set in a nostalgic Azeroth where the focus is on your journey, where you'll immerse yourself in a living, breathing world where the best parts of the adventure rise to new heights, where you'll become part of a bustling community, set off into the world to gather new power, and become strong enough to take on greater and greater challenges. This is the rebirth of a nostalgic adventure, and it all starts with choosing your class.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Bro. Okay, this looks, yeah. Blizzard, please. Blizzard. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Warcraft Reborn is a slower, more immersive journey through Azeroth, designed exclusively for the original 9 classes. Whether you're a powerful warrior charging headfirst into danger, or a tactical mage slinging spells from afar, you'll find a world filled with opportunities to tackle challenges your way. Warcraft Reborn embraces the original 9's classic roles and expands them by introducing new ways for each class to play to their strengths, while at the same time respecting their weaknesses to enhance the RPG soul of the game.
So that's a crazy frame to pause on. I'm gonna go back a sec, that's crazy. This is what I said about SOD 2, and I got so much pushback with people disagreeing with me. But I still think the same thing. I thought 2 years ago when SOD came out, or however long, and I still feel the same. Classic Plus should respect the original design of the game, not completely change it, in my opinion. So what that means to me is like mage healers, I just wasn't a fan of. It just felt weird. Warlock or like rogue tanks felt just weird. Shaman tanks kind of work, but like there's certain things that are just went too far for me in Season of Discovery, and I would rather see them respect those initial roles and expand upon them and add new content and new dungeons and new quest zones and like make it Classic Plus, but without being like, oh, rogue tanks, mage heals, this and that. Like for me, it just felt like, well, now like that just feels weird. And everyone disagreed with me and pushed back, but I still feel that same way.
Time respecting their weaknesses to enhance the RPG soul of the game. First, you'll have more variety in how you shape your character with new race and class combinations. Troll Druid, Human Hunter, Dwarf Shaman, Night Elf Mage, Tauren Paladin, Blood Elf Warrior, Orc Mage, Troll Warlock, Gnome Priest, Dwarf Mage, Undead Hunter,
this is all
and
fine.
Undead Paladin are all available to play.
Oh, God. Oh, Undead Paladin.
On Reborn. Second, you'll harness Wrath of the Lich King talent trees in vanilla to give more complete trees to every spec in the game. This opens up playstyles that were never available in vanilla, like Feral Druid, Subtlety Rogue, Arcane Mage, Retribution Paladin, and Balance Druid. Not only will you have access...
Yeah. I mean, that's good, right? Like, I think you should... The classes that like you couldn't play in Classic, like pretty much at all, or the specs, I should say, you should give them love, right? Of course. Like being able to play every spec. It doesn't mean that they have to all be insanely highly competitive. But yeah, like an Arcane Mage is a great example. Like you just can't even play, like it's just kind of troll, right? Like there's no Arcane Blast, right? I guess you could play Arcane and then cast like Fireball and whatever, but like a true Arcane Mage or like a Ret Pally, a Moonkin, right? Like these specs, it's like, yeah, give them some love. Like, yeah, that makes sense. So for sure.
Access to powerful additional talents, but you'll also be able to snag talent abilities like Blade Storm, Starfall, Deep Freeze, Explosive Shot, Titan's Grip, Killing Spree, Divine Storm, Metamorphosis, feral spirits, and more to play the spec you want and contend with Azeroth's new danger. But even Wrath talents are just the beginning. Reborn introduces brand new talents to the
Blizzard, please, Blizzard, please. Blizzard, I need this. Blizzard, I need this. Blizzard, please.
baseline Wrath of the Lich King trees to open up brand new play styles and new ways to play. Charge through Azeroth as a melee-focused survival hunter, cleaving through foes alongside your bestial pet.
Bro, I would play this for so many years, and then after I played through it for so many years, I would play it on hardcore for so many years. I would literally just like, I would level a mage, I'd level a priest, then I'd probably level a rogue, and then I would be raiding, and I would be PvPing and world PvPing and like doing all this stuff and dungeoning and doing all the new content. And then after that, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna do a melee hunter on hardcore and Classic Plus, and I'd probably die at level 4, and then we'd go again, and like, yeah.
Sear foes with Holy Light as a smite-based DPS priest, either taking down foes in a blinding flash, or taking on a hybrid DPS healer role. Or storm through foes with new shaman talents, becoming either a two-handed focused DPS or leading your party as a tank, giving you endless new possibilities.
So that's fine. I don't mind tank shaman because it it makes a lot of sense. You have the shield, you have the earth shock, thematically makes a lot of sense for shamans to be tanks. For me, like I said, what doesn't make as much sense is like the rogue tank. I mean, you could kind of make it make sense. Or like the mage heal. Mage heal just really pushes it too far. Lock tank, like kinda, but like I'd rather not. The shaman tank is the one that's like, yeah, that for me seems fine. But a lot of this stuff, when it goes too far, it just feels like you lose class identity, right? It doesn't feel like it should. Like it just feels a little weird. So that was my pushback on SOD.
To challenge Azeroth. These new playstyles expand further with new spells selectively brought to vanilla. You'll unlock a handful of new spells for your class while
Arcane
you level
Blasphemy,
up, giving you new
Icelands,
tools
yeah.
to challenge a deadlier Azeroth. Brand new spells like Quick Shot, vanilla versions of TBC and Wrath spells like Crusader Strike, Heroic Throw, and Cloak of Shadows support classic specializations and unlock new ways to play. Everything comes together to enhance the OG classes and prepare you to challenge a massively expanded Azeroth. But as you set out on your adventure into the wider world, what can you hope to find?
Bro, like, dude, oh my gosh, yeah. It's probably pretty darn close to what Classic Plus should be, you know? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So what they did as a baseline is they took Wrath talent trees and put them in the Classic world. So it's not like we have Outland, we have Northrend. It's like you keep the Classic world, kind of like RuneScape or something, where it's like you aren't just on a completely different continent. You have these same cities and zones that people love, but they're embellishing it with the gameplay that's a little more modern, right? Wrath, more like a Wrath style gameplay. I mean, which when you look at the data, like people love Wrath, right? When you look at the data, it's like the all-time overall population for raids peaked in Wrath on relaunches. This is Classic. I think people do like the Classic world better without flying and with seeing more people, but the all-time player cap was Wrath. In terms of the gameplay in the raids, like with ICC and stuff, people just love it. So it's bringing in the Wrath style, like combat abilities, talents, maybe even like raids into Classic. I mean, yeah, it's a banger concept.
Exploring Azeroth is one of the best parts of your adventure. Setting off into the world, stumbling on something new that you didn't expect, and tackling it in whatever way your class is good at is one of the thrills of the adventure. Even better if you get some treasure out of it. On Warcraft Reborn, from the very beginning of your journey, you'll discover hundreds of new places waiting for you to explore. These new locations begin with expanded starting zones, and continue to introduce new places all throughout Azeroth. They're handcrafted to fit within the classic world, expanding the places you can adventure while also adding new lore and stories to it. You might discover a group of soldiers from Darkshire building a new encampment along Duskwood's northern border, or a band of mercenaries getting into trouble in the heart of the wetlands. When you stumble upon these interesting new places, you might find helpful merchants to trade with, dangerous enemies to challenge, and even brand new treasure to claim. While you journey, you'll discover new quests that take you to different points of interest, leading you to places that have never even existed before. These quests are immersive and fit within the vanilla setting, offering interesting bits of lore and new goals to achieve. Some quests even award custom items with new visuals that you can wield to carve your legend. Some of Azeroth's more curious citizens might even offer you unusual challenges, rewarding you for completing their strange games. You might have to face off against a brute to prove that you're a warrior worth your salt, or dodge rampaging Kodo to show off your skills as a hunter. You'll even stumble upon dangerous, brand new rare creatures to contend with. These stronger creatures have their own unique spells and abilities. Some are even their own mini-bosses, and each one drops brand new treasure, equipment, and perhaps even new power. These expanded locations breathe new life into
I
the
can't
world.
believe how dense this video is. It's just like, here, take this and 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 this. It's like, it's so
Putting a
dense.
sense of adventure back into Azeroth. But be careful as you travel off the beaten path to find them. Azeroth isn't as forgiving as you remember it, and as you encounter enemies in your travels, you'll be facing off against completely redesigned foes. When you step into Azeroth, you choose a role that suits you, whether that's a powerful warrior, an agile rogue, or a mystical mage. When you choose that role, you expect it to impact your strengths and weaknesses out in the world. A warrior might shine fighting foes in melee combat, but have less tools to deal with enemies at range, whereas a rogue has the adaptability and tools to deal with different targets by changing up their strategy. These strengths and weaknesses make your decisions matter, but for them to mean something, you need to encounter a vast world filled with thousands of different creatures to challenge. And on Warcraft Reborn, you will. Warcraft Reborn completely redesigns all of Azeroth's creatures from the ground up with unique, fitting stats based on what they look like. From your very first kobold to the Scarlet Paladins of Tyr's Hand, every single creature in Azeroth has been hand-tuned with unique stats like additional armor, attack power, dodge, haste, armor penetration, spell damage, critical strike, parry, block, and expertise, as well as unique vulnerabilities and resistances to different types of magic. They also are now actual.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. It adds in like an RPG element to the game. But what I like is it's based on how they look. So it's like, all right, we're fighting a tree, let's use fire. Let's like it should be like somewhat intuitive. Like that's pretty cool.
Wearing equipment
like
that
RuneScape
influences
does this,
their
Our
behavior.
RPGs in general do.
Just like for you, a dagger will mean a faster attack speed and likely additional agility for the creature using it, whereas a giant two-handed sword means additional strength and attack power. Everything has been hand-tuned to make every single creature in Azeroth a unique, distinct challenge. And you can predict what kind of challenge just by looking at them. For example, a Defias bandit with a dagger and leather armor will have a higher attack speed and dodge chance than a Scarlet Crusader. The Crusader might not be able to dodge you, but with their plate armor and shield, they will have the ability to block and parry your attacks. A cultist casting shadow magic will naturally be weak to holy spells, taking extra damage if you strike them with this magic. Similarly, a fire elemental will take reduced damage from fire spells, but a lot more damage from frost spells.
How do you guys feel about that? Because, like, in Season of Discovery, they went the opposite way. where in Molten Core you could still play a fire mage and play fire even against Rag. Makes sense. I love it. Not a big fan. I think it's good. Something special. Looks good. Should be immune. Bit annoying. I can see, like, this one's tough because then it makes it so, like, if there is a raid like Molten Core, you kind of have to play Frost, and you can't, or Arcane, you can't really play fire in the raid if you like fire. Hey, you can make a very strong argument. Yeah, don't play fire into a fire raid, moron, right? Like, you could totally make the argument, pick Frost or Arcane then, dude, right? Like, you could totally make that argument. But at the same time, like, more modern WoW and like Season of Discovery went in the other direction, where it's like, no, you can play fire in Molten Core if you want. They're not, like, the resistances won't go. I'm kind of undecided. That's a tough one for me. I kind of like the RPG style. I mean, it's also not fully immune to fire either. It's just resisted some. So, like, if you wanted to play fire, you still could. It would just suck. I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
To take advantage of this, you might weave in a few frostbolts when fighting it to deal additional damage, or equip spell penetration gear to overcome its resistance.
Okay, I should have just watched 4 more seconds. So if you want to play fire, you could just go spell pen. Genius. Yeah, so if you want to play fire, you get enough spell pen, you can play fire anyway. Okay, that works. It's very smart.
This means that you have the chance to make decisions that maximize your effectiveness. With a whole world of new creatures behaving in different ways, you will have a wide variety of encounters to engage with and adapt to. For example, that fast-attacking bandit enemy might not mean much if you're playing a warrior, whose armor and blood-crazed talent actually benefit against the fast but weak attacks and critical strikes. But that same bandit might be devastating to a mage player, because the fast attacks mean constant spell pushback, making it harder to cast your spells.
Yeah.
From a different perspective, a block tank will be more effective at mitigating damage from fast attacking foes, since shield block reduces a flat amount of damage per hit. Meanwhile, a bear tank might be better suited for taking slower, harder hits because of their savage defense. This creates a dynamic, dangerous world where your choices in combat matter, and where different classes have unique strengths in different situations. It's not just about who deals the most damage or who has the most armor. It's about using your tools to best overcome the unique obstacle in front of you, allowing different classes to shine in different moments. This results in a diverse meta that changes on every encounter and...
Like, dude, like, if Blizzard does this, one of the exciting things that I would want is just have it not be seasonal. I would love to be in a world again where we're in this permanently and we make characters and we're playing these characters for years. I don't know if it's just me, but I would love to just live in a world like this where it's classic, but you know, you have a lot of this stuff where it like makes it feel a bit more embellished. And I just have like a main and I'm raiding and there's new content to look forward to and there's new areas and I'm just like there. It's not ever deleted and it's constantly being upkept. It's basically retail in classic, right? Like retail is a live service game. There's more stuff to look forward to, more content, but obviously in classic, like I would just love it, man.
Every pull. The RPG creature overhaul transforms Azeroth's monsters so that what you see on an enemy now directly translates to gameplay. What they look like, what they're wearing, and what abilities they use. And on Warcraft Reborn, when you take them down, you'll find yourself with new, immersive loot.
You know what's funny? I was playing WoW yesterday and I killed a mob with these same shoulders and I was zooming into it. I think it was one of the Defias Highwaymen? Was it a Defias Highwaymen in Westfall? I think it might have been. Anyway, I saw these shoulders in the game and I was zooming into them on a mob that I was killing. Maybe it was a Pathstalker. And I thought, wow, why aren't these shoulders in the game? It would be really cool if I could put these shoulders on. I mean, the mob I'm killing, it has those shoulders. Why don't I? I had this exact thought yesterday when playing hardcore, literally. And then this video has him kill and equip these shoulders. Crazy.
On Warcraft Reborn, the world is alive with foes worth fighting, and each one carries the gear that makes them dangerous. Gear that you can take for yourself. As you challenge deadlier RPG creatures, you'll find that they don't just have new stats. They're wearing gear that reflects those stats. And if you take them down, you can loot it. From that kobold's pickaxe to that ogre's giant axe, to robes from a wizard or a tabard from that knight. On Warcraft Reborn, all creatures have a chance to physically drop the gear they're wearing when slain.
I think that's a cool concept. I think it's a cool concept. I really do think that's a cool concept. You're killing mobs and it's like, I'm killing a caster, should probably drop caster gear. I mean, that's how it works in RPGs for the most part, right? Like generally, it just makes sense. It's not like crazy, but it's like, yeah, you're bringing the RPG back to WoW. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Complete with all the new RPG stats that they have, thanks to the RPG creature overhaul.
Skyrim, yeah.
This
Oblivion
is in addition to their regular classic loot, giving you an all-new way to gear up. This means that creature loot on Reborn is immersive. You're not just getting treasure from a pool of random loot. You're getting contextual, meaningful.
What is important when you add in new items is to not make the new items better than all the old items. You shouldn't just want a full set of new items, right? Like it should be good. Like if you get this item, it should be a good axe, but it shouldn't just be like the best axe in the game, right? It needs to be like good for its level, but like comparable to a lot of the other stuff you could get. So if you get it, it's great, but it's not like this is the new best axe, right?
Getting treasure from a pool of random loot. You're getting contextual, meaningful treasure based on what you decide to hunt. This makes gearing up exciting and engaging because you can seek out and kill creatures wearing the stuff that you want. Take down a cool tier in Marine to become one, finding loot with stats like strength, block, or additional armor. Or slay a wizard to loot its robes and gain spell power, and maybe even a staff with spell haste. You can even take down creatures wearing unique pieces of equipment to get it, letting you grab exciting new gear that's never been available before. Even bosses drop their equipped gear, which you can get not just to gain stats, but to actually look like that boss. I'm Dark Master Ganling now. Azeroth is filled with warriors, wizards, monsters, ogres, ghouls, beasts, and bandits. With warriors, wizards, monsters, ogres, ghouls, beasts, and bandits. Now, each of these creatures has unique stats, strengths, and weaknesses, and each one drops gear that reflects what they're good at, enhancing what Classic is all about.
I mean, bro, if Blizzard did this, the community would go wild. Like, maybe I should just link this to Blizzard and be like, guys, just take some notes here. Bro, if this was a Blizzard video, I think, dude, people would be freaking out, right? The only reason, like, it's unofficial, it's a private server, it could get shut down, they're getting sued. Like, there's reasons to not play, right? But like, these are some really good concepts. If this was real and I could wake up every day and play this, like I would be like, dude, this looks so good. Like, bro, you're important for Classic Plus. Please send it to him. I'm trying to think if I send this to Blizzard, maybe I'll write frame it in a way. It's like, look, because I don't want it to come off offensive, but there are a lot of really good concepts, and people I think would love this, including myself, right?
On Warcraft Reborn, Azeroth is filled with incredible new locations, new events to challenge, and dangerous enemies to confront. But when you feel the urge to just set off on an adventure and explore someplace interesting, will your curiosity be rewarded? What can you hope to find while wandering in expanded Azeroth as the original 9 classes? Worldforged items are lootable RPG objects scattered across the open world that you can find while exploring. From shimmering trinkets to forgotten potions, helmets, necklaces, rings, and even weapons, Worldforged items ensure that the whole world is filled with incredible treasures to discover. As early as level 1, you'll start finding these items scattered across Azeroth, hand-placed in interesting, thematic locations that add depth and dimension to the world.
I wonder if private servers have like a private server wowhead or whatever that show the location of all these items. Because if not, that's actually kind of cool. Because like say there's a really good sword and you found it. Like then you could message your friend and be like, bro, there's a really cool sword here. And it's all like word of mouth. And it's like kind of, oh, there is? We do? They don't? It would almost be cool if there wasn't. Because then you could... They spawn randomly maybe? Oh yeah, maybe there are random spawns. But like what I'm trying to say is it would kind of be cool to, in an old school RPG, which was, you know, RPG MMO, which is what this is trying to mimic. It's only like word of mouth. Like, bro, I found a sword in like Southern Teneris. It's really good. I don't know if it's a random spawn and you just have to like talk to people and like you could write it on Reddit or the forums or whatever. But like there wasn't actually just a place with the locations of all the spawns. Like that would actually be like kind of cool.
World at the bottom of a cavern inside that cathedral.
Yeah, someone would make it. You guys are right. Someone would make it eventually. Like early on, maybe that would be the case, but someone will build it.
On a secluded island might lie an awesome new item for you to discover. These items range from uncommon to epic and have exciting, unique effects that give you new ways to challenge Azeroth. You might find a ring that has a chance to fear enemies who strike you, or a shield that shocks foes for extra nature damage. Additionally, many of these items have a wide variety of stats that have never been available before at early levels. Find armor penetration, spell penetration, haste, and more as you scour Azeroth for Worldforged items. With over 1,800 to find, you're sure to stumble on something amazing no matter where you choose to explore. But finding them is only the beginning. Worldforged items can also grow with you. Using runes, which you'll get from completing quests, taking down bosses, winning battlegrounds, and more, you can upgrade Worldforged items in...
Okay, this is maybe the first thing that I might say could go too far. I can't tell. This is the first thing, though, that at least made me think, is this too far? Yeah, you guys feel the same? Like, I think it's kind of interesting. I kind of like the Worldforged items in the world, as long as they're on random spawns and not just like, oh, you just wait for it to spawn and get it. If they're on random spawns, they can go, like, that's kind of cool. But the upgrading system to level with you, I would need to think about this one more, but my initial reaction is like, is this too far? And if I'm thinking that, then maybe other people are too. Yeah. I think this is the first thing I'd be like, maybe pass.
Major cities. By speaking to the Guardian of Time and trading both the base item and the right amount of runes, you can reforge the item into stronger versions. Worldforged items make it...
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So that no matter where you adventure, you've got a chance to find something exciting. They're not just scattered about randomly. They've been hand-placed to reward your curiosity and add to Azeroth's immersive world. Seek them out as you continue on your journey. But items aren't the only things you'll discover on your adventure. Hidden across Azeroth's open world, dropped from monsters, and located inside powerful runes are mystic enchantments. Powerful augmentations that expand your spells and strengths. Some enchantments teach you new spells. Others support the talents that you choose. And some still change up the entire way you...
So this is kind of like the rune system from Season of Discovery. I'm going to also say, once again, my first initial reaction is maybe too far again, right? Like the talents from Wrath and expanding on the talent trees, that sounds pretty good. Cool. This, I think, might be like just too much. A lot of people are saying L. So you guys kind of agree with me. Yeah, this is kind of like SOD, which once again, when you played out with the runes, the gameplay felt pretty good. But the rune system, I thought, was too complex. Just put it in the talent trees. Add a new ability, put it on the trainer. It's already there. Just learn it from the trainer. Learn it from the talent tree. You could add in a class quest at 40 and do a new class quest to unlock a spell if you wanted to do something a little more epic. But this... The Season of Discovery rune system, I don't know if you need to go there, right? Maybe it's cooking a little too hard.
Play. On Warcraft Reborn, every mystic enchantment is hand-built for the original 9 classes. There are 4 types of enchantments. Artifact enchantments grant you a single...
Yeah, I'm gonna say again, too much complexity, I think. It's too many systems. I don't think you want that. In Classic, you want to keep it simple. The talent trees, the trainer, cool. I don't like that. It's just too much, I think, for a Classic Plus, right? Simplicity, I think, is key here. So yeah, I think the last couple minutes, I've kind of felt that it's like a little too much.
Unique utility spell designed to expand the ways that you can help yourself and allies. Mass Invisibility for mages, Smoke Bomb for rogues, and Avatar for warriors are just a few of the many artifact enchantments that you'll find for each class. Meanwhile, legendary enchantments are powerful signature enhancements that define your strengths. Some enhance your preferred way to play. Mastery enchantments like Affliction or Protection Mastery provide a passive boost for your...
Like, if you want to put in Affliction Mastery, put it into the talent tree. If you want to put in Protection Mastery, put it into the talent tree. I just don't see the need for it's just too much bloat, right?
Entire spec, giving your favorite
it's
classic
like
playstyle the strength to contend with a deadlier Azeroth. Other legendary enchantments grant you a new signature spell designed to empower and complement your chosen build. Cremation, Colossus Smash, or Void Eruption are a few examples. Others still completely reshape your role and unlock a new playstyle.
That's not a glyph. That just to be clear, that's not a glyph. If it completely reshapes your playstyle, gives you a completely new thing, that's not a glyph. That's like... Yeah, that's like an Apex talent, right?
Gladiator Stance lets warriors DPS with a sword and shield. Blood Tracker Deadly Bite unlocks a new melee-focused build for hunters. Earthen Guardian helps transform shamans into powerful tanks. Some classes can even obtain a tamed pet through their legendary enchantment, adopting a new friend.
So this is what's hard about Classic Plus. It's just so easy to go too far. Obviously, everyone wants it, and it's exciting. And like a base level of changes, I think it's so many people on board. But if you go too far, I think it also makes people like, you know? So it's really tough. And the toughest part about it is everyone has different expectations on how far they want to go. Some people want it to go really far, and some people are like, you know, like, let's keep it almost like Classic with just a couple, quality of life changes and upgrades and content, right? So I think the way to do it is this. You start on the lesser end of things. You start with not that much new. So kind of like the first third of this video. You start with the stuff that like nearly everyone wants. New quests, new zones, new dungeons, new raids, new experiences, maybe a couple embellished talents. Right, for like Rets, Boomkin, stuff like that, Arcane Mages, Arcane Blast, right? Basic and like almost everyone wants all that, right? Then from there, you pull the community. Do you want this? Do you want a rune system or a glyph system? Do you want these things? You pull, and if the majority of the community wants it, then you do it. But you start on the lesser end, and then you slowly push forward with a pull-based system, right? That way you don't accidentally overshoot. Kind of like SOD in my opinion. Even though I loved SOD, I think it overshot. That way you don't overshoot and then you have to pull back, because that sucks. If you shoot and have to pull back, then all of a sudden some players liked it, then you're missing it, and then it feels weird. It's better to undershoot, get a really nice base, and then push forward with community pulls.
To join you on the adventure. Epic enchantments help you make targeted adjustments to your character, teaching you new spells, changing how others work, or placing specific power in places you find most meaningful. Using epic enchantments, you'll augment yourself to excel in certain situations,
Icicles, huh?
standing out from other members of your class. Spells like Crackling Thunder for warriors, Light at the End of the Tunnel for priests, and Earthen Spike for shamans are found here. Rare enchantments give you pinpointed versatility,
I don't like
either
this. I don't like
offering
this
you
part.
glyphs or access to crucial talents
So
from
much.
other trees, things like Ignite, Enrage, or Aim Shot. Since Warcraft Reborn uses Wrath of the Lich King talent trees, you can go deeper into your spec than you could in Original Classic. Rare enchantments let you pick up key crossover talents without giving up depth in your main tree. You can find mystic enchantments scattered throughout Azeroth. Discover them in the open world, trade for them by bartering with mysterious merchants, win them by overcoming brand new events and challenges, or loot them from the enemies you slay. Enemies who use specific spells can drop enchantments for that spell when you slay them.
That's cool.
So kill Fireball using wizards for Fireball-related enchantments, and Bandits for Backstab or Sinister Strike enchantments. Additionally, your class trainer sells all of your rare enchantments directly. When you find an enchantment, it will appear as a scroll in your inventory. Consume the scroll to imbue it to yourself and gain its effects. You'll unlock more enchantment slots as you level up. Using a Mystic Altar, a mysterious object dropped by players or found in specific locations throughout the open world, you can permanently save an enchantment to your realm-wide collection, letting you access it on any current or future character that you create on the realm. This means that if you find an enchantment for a different class while you're adventuring out in the open world, you can get it and extract it to your collection.
It just feels very like retail-y. With that, like, I don't know, the quality of life is nice, like realm-wide attunements and stuff people have been asking for. It just feels kind of like, I don't know, I don't know if I like this whole system. Kind of just like the talent system. Maybe I'm really basic and plain, but I like the simplicity of just if you want to put some stuff like Apex talents in, throw it in the talent tree, put an epic quest on it, but like call it a cheese. But like I don't know if I like that.
Then make a new character and dive straight into an exciting new way to play. Mystic enchantments allow you to choose your own strengths, differentiating you from other members of your class and creating unique opportunities where you can be legendary. You might even find ways to team up with other heroes that complement your strengths, taking on greater challenges together. As you scour the open world for new dangers and immersive new items, you'll eventually need to return to base, whether to train new skills, sell old equipment, or even craft new items. Returning to town offers you the chance to take stock and prepare for your next expedition. One way to do this is through professions.
Okay, it's profession overhauls.
On Warcraft Reborn, professions get an overhaul to stand on par with Worldforged items and immersive gear drops as a true means of progression, letting you craft the arms and armor that can aid you on your adventure. To start, you can upgrade your crafted gear multiple times with new upgrade kits, which let you improve your crafted items with higher level materials. When you take the time and resources to forge something incredible, upgrade kits make sure it's worth it, letting you make it stronger to aid you longer. Second, the gear you forge has a little more bite to it to better contend with the stronger world. And
I don't know how to feel about this one. I like the idea of making professions matter. Like, I love how in Classic, like when you have engineering, it's like, heck yeah. And in Season of Discovery, when you had tailoring, you could make really good boots or whatever. Cool. The upgrade system on top of that, I don't know if that goes too far or not. I'd have to wrestle with it a little. My initial reaction is I like making a really good item, but when I out-level it, I almost kind of, like, is it weird to say I want to out-level it? I want to make a new cool item, or I want to get a new drop from a dungeon, or I want to get a good drop from a quest. I don't know if I want to just keep upgrading it. I don't know. I would have, like I said, I have to wrestle with that one. One thing that I just said, though, which I think they haven't mentioned in the video, which I would want in Classic Plus, is super long epic quest chains in World of Warcraft Classic should give really good rewards. Like, super long quest chains should give really good rewards. So, like, the, the LinkedIn quest, super long quest chain and you get like a green off of it that just sucks, you just vendor it. Like if you do an epic quest that's really hard and it takes a long time and it's like 20 steps, the result should be a good reward that you're gonna like want to use, right? Like the quest reward should be meaningful for long quests, right?
Deadlier creatures you'll face. Every piece of gear you craft,
yeah, more things like Varrigan's Fist, yeah, but not like that one's a really good one, but yeah,
receives an additional random affix, gaining additional stats to better suit your playstyle. These bonuses, like of the eagle or of the bear, or even new affixes like of expert strikes or of rending, place new stats on your crafted gear, expanding its versatility so that you can forge the set that's right for you. Third, crafting and gathering items awards experience, so that when you harvest an herb, mine some more, brew a potion, or forge a weapon, you'll get experience points based on the difficulty of the item.
I think I kind of like this as long as it's not abusable or too overboard. As long as it's not the best way to level, right? A little bit of XP is kind of nice. I liked when I played New World, I didn't feel like I was wasting my time when I was going to get an herb or to cut down a tree, because I'd get like a little XP or whatever, like or like build something, like you get a little XP. I kind of like that. Keyword, it should be a little bit. It should be like, oh, nice, my character's getting like a little stronger, but it shouldn't be like, oh, the best way to level 1 to 60 is just buy a pack of materials and spam craft the same green over and over and I can power level. Like that's dumb, right?
Item. This integrates professions with your journey so that they feel like a natural part of the process, one that's helping you get stronger as you go. But that's just the beginning. On Warcraft Reborn, you'll discover brand new craftables like food and item enchantments. Forge belt buckles, cape linings, or a home-cooked meal for your raid to enhance your group and contribute to victory. You'll also find new item recipes out on your adventure, expanding the ways that you can craft, trade, and interact with Azeroth's economy. You'll even find brand new professions like woodcutting, which will expand the ways that you can engage with professions and make your mark on Azeroth.
Woodcutting.
Warcraft Reborn offers an
99,
incredible
baby.
leveling adventure enriched with tons of new content. But leveling up is just the beginning. Once you're strong enough, you'll storm into an endgame that's a full-blown adventure. Gear up in overhauled dungeons and raids, jam-packed with new mechanics, new difficulties, and new treasure. Whether you're diving into normal, heroic, or mythic versions of your favorite.
This is another really good conversation. Should Classic have normal, heroic, mythic like retail or not? Everyone's saying L. You guys don't like it. I think there's real pros to the system, right? There's real pros to it, but I think for Classic, I don't think it really fits, right? The pros to the system are obvious. For players seeking more of a challenge, you have more of a challenge. So what Season of Discovery did is you could do Heat Level 3 Molten Core. And it dropped more gear, but not better gear. So that every player that cleared Molten Core could have the same gear, but if you wanted to take on Heat 3, you just get more loot, which kept it Classic inspired, but not like this gatekeepy, like sweaty, whatever. I think this is a mistake. I see the pros. I think some people will like it, but I think this is a mistake for Classic. I'd have to, a lot of these things I really do have to wrestle with. Like if I'm thinking like if I was in charge, would I do this? I at the very least, I would put this to a community poll. I think this would not pass. At the very least, I would community poll this one and be like, do you guys want this? Or do you want one difficulty with scaling like maybe mechanics that you could do like Heat Level 3 for more drops, right? I don't think this would pass.
Dungeons, attempting ascended level raids, or even
pull it now. Oh yeah, here. But I already biased like
or mythic version.
I can do the poll for fun, but I already gave my opinion, which makes it's like everyone's already biased, right? Like I don't know. So do you want normal? Do you want like difficulties in Classic Plus? So that's like normal, heroic, mythic on the screen. Yes, no. Yeah, we'll just keep it like a very vanilla question. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. So yeah, it's a so this is what's tough about Classic Plus. It's like 50-50, bro. So this is a very like basic question. Do you want difficulties? Yes or no? It's a basic one. What you like, there's more ways to answer the question, right? Do you want just normal and heroic? Do you want normal and then a challenge mode that gives more loot, like SOD, right? There's a lot of different ways to answer to actually go about this, not just yes or no. But yeah, so people are pretty split. So I mean, bro, that's what's tough about Classic Plus right there.
Versions of your favorite dungeons, attempting ascended level raids or even raid trials with your guild, or charging into the...
So what RuneScape does is you need 70% or more to pass something. And the reason they do it that way is because if the community is split 50-50, you would respect precedent. You would respect the way things already are if the community is split, because that's what got us here in the first place, right? That's the game people have loved for decades. That's the game people want to play. If it's a split pull, you opt out of it altogether. No. If 70% or more want it, it's like, okay, yes, this is the like strong majority, let's do it. If it's split, no. And I agree with that. I like that. I think that's smart, right? If it's a split decision, you just you go back to precedent. Nope, this is the way we've always done it, and people like it, so like we're keeping it, right? It has to be like overwhelming majority for something to get through.
All new dungeons available on Reborn. You'll collect stronger gear and refine your build with every boss you take down. Dungeons are the best way to gear up as a 5-man group, and raids are available with anywhere between 10 to 25 players. And the more people you bring, the more loot you get, with multiple levels of difficulty, including I
wonder how you guys feel about flex. If they can pull off flex properly, I actually kind of like it, because it's just so much easier to fill a raid. Like you could do 10-man or 15-man. You could play with more friends or less friends depending on how many friends you have, or like how big of a guild you have. Like if you do it right, it's really nice. If you do it right, it's really nice. But it has to like scale, like it has to work, right?
Full vanilla Mythic Plus system with new and improved affixes.
Mythic Plus.
You can face off against the difficulty that's right for you, then climb through the ranks for
Mythic
even
Plus.
greater challenge. Even veteran adventurers will be kept on their toes, so dive into dungeons and raids to continue your adventure. But instanced content isn't all there is to do. On Reborn, there's tons of reasons to venture back out into the open world.
Yeah, so once again, Mythic Plus is another one that's like, I mean, Mythic Plus is a great feature, and maybe Classic should have it, like, but how do you scale the rewards to make sense if you do add it? How do you make, like, some big questions.
Scour the world for mystic enchantments to unlock new spells, passives, and entirely new playstyles for you and all of your different classes. You might find something incredible for your current class, or something enticing for an alt that you just have to try. Collect mystic enchantments to discover new ways to tackle Reborn, or just fill up your collection. Befriend the various factions of Azeroth to unlock wild rewards for your main and all of your alts. On Warcraft Reborn, reputation is realm-wide, so your hard work benefits all your characters. Challenge
Realm-wide
monstrous
reps.
world boss.
Do you guys like realm-wide reputations? Yeah, people. Yeah, I see a lot of W's. I think there's certain things where realm-wide is nice, and there's certain things that make it feel less RPG. The realm-wide reps, I feel like a lot of people are kind of, it's like, this feels kind of nice. Attunements, like, would you guys want realm-wide attunements? Like a Nixia questline, do you want to do that on all your 5 alts, or do you want to do that once? Like, realm-wide attunements are another one that I kind of like. Yeah, so you guys are pretty split on it too. I don't know. Because epic quest chains are awesome, right? When you do them the first time, they're great. Doing them the 4th time is like the same exact quest to get attuned to somewhere you just did on, like, I don't know.
bosses roaming Azeroth's wilds, giving everyone a chance to get epic loot. These massive creatures require full raids of adventurers to take them down, but if you can, everyone who participated gets a cache of spoils. Not only will you face off against classic world bosses overhauled with new mechanics,
Cache of spoils
but you
makes a lot
might
of
even
sense
discover new world
I like
bosses
that.
to test your mettle and the strength of your resolve. Take on new quests from the Hero's Call Board, an endgame quest board that sends you and others out into deadly locations, like the Tainted Scar or Alkaz Island. Then slay powerful creatures for caches of incredible treasure. This call board sends all adventurers to the...
Is this like Slayer? Call board? This is like what they're doing with Prey almost. It's like you go to the call board and you have... Like, I think this is actually a pretty good concept. Because it gets people from the city out in the world to go kill monsters. And then you see people running by. Yeah, I actually kind of like that.
Same locations, meaning you might find potential friends to ally with or deadly enemies to compete against. It's a great way to find some world PvP. So swap into PvP mode in major cities and add a bit of danger to your quests. But for the truly
mode,
bloodthirsty,
it's like
honor and glory await.
PvP mode? Are they doing like...
So swap.
Interesting. So there's no PvP realms. You can either go no risk PvE, no risk PvP, or high risk PvP. Players you slay an open world PvP combat can drop gold and a chest containing their loot, as do you. Whoa. 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 Huh. Yeah, I have to think about that one. That's really interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. Oh, okay. So players in high risk will only see other high risk players in the open world. Flying mounts are not allowed in the high risk open world. Wait, what do you mean flying mounts? Are there flying mounts in this? Flying mounts are allowed. Are there flying mounts? Flying mounts are allowed. I think flying mounts would be an L. I'm a little confused here. Maybe they'll get more into it. But yeah, this is interesting. It's kind of like war mode. This is like war mode. This is like RuneScape Wildy.
Hop into PvP mode in major cities and add a bit of danger to your quests. But for the truly bloodthirsty, honor and glory await in battlegrounds and arenas. Charge into the fight and pit yourself against other players in savage combat.
Oh, someone says it's progressing to TBC and Wrath. Oh. Okay, this might surprise you guys, but I actually think that's an L. I think for Classic Plus, I want it to progress, but I want it to stay in Azeroth. I don't want everyone to just go to Outlands and then go to Northrend. I want I want Classic to stay in Azeroth, and when something new comes, it's like, you know, Mount Hyjal or Oldham. I wouldn't want that. Yeah. They never said that. Well, people in the chat were saying that. It's not, they're lying. It's not. Okay. As long as they don't, I got one guide. Okay. They're not actually doing that. Brother. Okay. Okay. If they did do that, I wouldn't want that. I really wouldn't. Like, it's kind of like the same concept when people said, oh, bring Season of Discovery to TBC. And I'm like, no, I don't want SOD and TBC. I want SOD to keep having more new content, right? Like, I don't want just it to go to TBC then Wrath. That's what's the point? Like, I want Classic Plus, right? Like, I don't know.
Wage war in classic BGs like Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. And look forward to brand new battlegrounds like Twin Peaks and the Temple of Kotmogu. Each map is a chance.
I love Twin Peaks and I love Kotmogu, so
to prove your might, playing to your class's strengths to outmaneuver and outsmart the enemy. If you prefer more competitive combat, arenas offer you the chance to team up with a small group for fast-paced skirmish PvP. Battle it out in 2v2 and 3v3 arenas. putting your new builds and spells to the test in wild PvP combat.
There's so much to say here. The TLDR is, if the balance is like somewhat okay, then like it could be fun, but the way diminishing return works in Classic kind of sucks for 2v2 and 3v3. Rogue Sap is 20 seconds, Mage Poly is 20 seconds, Fear is 20 seconds. So like basically, like you could play like a Mage and a Warlock, and you could just sheep someone into a Fear, into a sheep, into a Fear, into a sheep, into a Fear, and like no, like the other player could never actually move. In TBC, the CC got reduced, so it like kind of makes sense to 10 seconds from 20. And then it got reduced again to 8, and then it got reduced again to 6, and then it got reduced again to 5. But it's just too long. The Wrath DR spells. So it's 10-second poly. If it's 10-second poly, and they go off Wrath, not necessarily Wrath DR, but Wrath just duration, I guess. Duration. I think that's fine. That's fine. That'd be cool.
Of course, new maps await you in arenas too, so prove your mastery in these all new locations. No matter how you brawl, you can amass honor and collect powerful PvP gear, making you stronger against other players. Warcraft Reborn features several tiers of PvP gear, so you can quickly jump into the base set, then wage war to become even stronger. Yet for many, the thrill of Azeroth is in its open world. What if you just want to experience all the new locations, Worldforged items, quests, and adventures again? On Warcraft Reborn, you can with Prestige Mode. Prestige Mode lets you reset your character to level 1 so you can relive the journey and get rewards when you make it to level cap again. When you Prestige, you keep everything important about your character. Your items, your bank, your professions, and gear. It just resets your level back to 1 so that you can level up again. Want to explore the open world for Worldforged items or mystic enchantments you might have missed? Feel like adventuring to a distant zone to see what new quests and locations might be there? Or maybe you just want to level up with your buddies without making a new character. Now you can with Prestige. Speak to Chromie.
What? I don't know about that. Why would not just make another character? I guess for the cosmetics. I don't know. Something about this feels kind of weird. It gives replayability back for cosmetic rewards. The idea and the concept is nice. Would you guys actually do this? L W like, I can't imagine having a level 60 character that I'm raiding on or doing a battlegrounds on or arenas or whatever, and I already leveled, to just want to just like go back to level 1 and level again. I guess it's not for all players. It's for players that like leveling and they just want to level to 60 like 40 times to get like a cool enchant on their shoulders or whatever.
In a capital city, reset to level 1, and set off on your next adventure. But you don't have to level up again in the same way. If you really want to add some spice to your prestige run, try tackling a hardcore trial. Challenge modes that introduce new danger and excitement to your adventure. Hardcore trials change up how you play. Some make you level up with only 1 life. Others increase the damage you take from enemies. Some even completely change the way that you approach Azeroth.
That's kind of cool. I don't know if it needs to be from your level 60 character, though. I would like to do the trials just on a new character. Like on a level 1, I'd try hardcore plus taking extra damage. Like that could be cool. You can? Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Like exchanging your lungs for gills so that you can only breathe while in water. Starting to drown anytime you quest on land.
Who thought of this, bro? Who thought of this? You just have a breath bar? Oh my gosh, can you imagine? How would you even start your character? You start a dwarf in Dunmaroads. Where do you even, like, what?
If you succeed, incredible rewards await you like runes, toys, and even cosmetics like mounts and gear sets. You can challenge hardcore trials solo or with friends, but you can only accept them right at level 1. Speak with the challenger in your zone to see all available hardcore trials. Then select the one you want, or multiple ones if you're insane. Once you and your friends all have the same trials, set off to begin your adventure.
I like that a lot.
Warcraft Reborn has all sorts of new ways to enjoy your time in Azeroth, but don't rush the adventure. On Reborn, every second is exciting, from your first few levels all the way to Endgame and back again. Explore an Azeroth enhanced with dozens of new features, where the world is enriched with new places to explore, and where every encounter feels exciting and unique, where you'll use new tools to overcome familiar foes, challenge empowered creatures ready to defeat you, and discover all sorts of new treasure to enhance your class like never before. Everything comes together in a new type of Classic Plus where everyone can join the adventure, meet new allies, challenge new foes, and explore Azeroth Expanded. Whether you're an Ascension veteran ready for a new adventure, a Classic player searching to recapture your love for the world, or even a brand new player who has never stepped foot into WoW before, you can join tens of thousands of other players and embark on the adventure together. This is just the beginning of the next generation of Classic Plus. Prepare yourself, adventurer. The next chapter of your legend is about to begin.
Okay, so I'm glad we watched this video. I am glad. I want to end with another disclaimer. This is a private server. I won't be playing. It's against terms of service, and I don't condone private servers, right? But I'm really happy we watched the video because there are so many good ideas, and there's so many good ideas. First of all, it looks amazing. And there's also a couple of things that went too far, and I think this is a good conversation to be having when Classic Plus is hopefully around the corner, and we need to start talking about these things. What do we want? What do we not want? Let's try to figure this out so that we can give our feedback to Blizzard so we can build the Classic Plus that we all want to play, right? I think this video in the first third, even the first half, was like 90% of people were like, let's go. Once the video started almost cooking too much towards the second half, a lot of people, it was more split. Like, a lot of people liked it, but a lot of people kind of didn't. I mentioned this in the video, but if it's up to me and you're Blizzard, start on the light side of things. Don't push it too far. Start on the light side of things that almost everyone wants, right? Then pull the community and slowly do more updates based on what people actually are asking for, right? I think that has to be the way, because if you overshoot, it just could just be like, I mean, I would still play, but it would just be oh crap, we overshot this again, right? SOD was the opposite. Blizzard said specifically about Season of Discovery that they wanted to overshoot to just see what worked and what didn't. They wanted to push the boundaries to see what stuck. I think for Classic Plus, they do the opposite. Let's do what we know people are gonna love, and then push from there. I really think this video is worth watching, so thank you guys for pushing me to watch it. I was really on the fence of watching it because I was like, it's a private server and I don't really want to necessarily condone that, but I think watching it under the pretense of this is an educational experience for what Classic Plus should be, I think it is smart to have these conversations, right? So there we go.